Hey, good morning. Happy 4th of July. I chose this room to read the New Testament with the big flag hanging in the background. I thought it was appropriate for the holiday. Happy 4th. So, where we left off is in the video I did yesterday, we saw how when Jesus was born, King Herod, wanted to get rid of him. And so he sent out soldiers to kill all the babies that were under 2 years old. And now we're up to where John the Baptist has just baptized Jesus. And now Jesus is going all up on the Sermon on the Mount. So the Sermon on the Mount is like the first formal preaching that Jesus has done. And so it's very interesting to see, like, what are the first things out of his mouth? What are the first things in that Sermon on the Mount that he wants to tell us? And is it applicable now? That's what truth is true. It's timeless. So let's see what's all up in here. And it's funny because I've been doing ceremonies now for 18 years this summer. And I refer to the Sermon on the Mount a lot when I do. And seeing the multitudes, he went up into a mountain, and when he was set, his disciples came unto him. And he opened his mouth and taught them, saying, all right, now everything I'm going to be reading now is Jesus' words. It's read in the little Bible here. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. So he's telling us right now at the gate, cause and effect, however we treat others is how we are going to feel within ourselves. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Blessed are the loving, people who don't attack, for they shall see God all around them. That's A Course in Miracles, responsibility for sight. We see what we want to see. Blessed are the peacemakers, they shall be called the children of God, because we can't know God unless we're at peace. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. So, please pardon my commentary here. I put the meme on the page about Dr. Martin Luther King. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. They don't respond to hate. Responding to hate with the hate makes more hate. Responding to hate with love ushers us into the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. Rejoice and be exceedingly glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. Ye are the salt of the earth, but if the salt have lost its savor, wherewith shall it be salted? It is therefore good for nothing, but to be cast out and to be trodden under foot of men. So, this is Jesus' language. It's a little tough to wrap your mind around. What he's talking about here is, if we lose touch with who we are within ourselves, as soon as we get angry and respond to images of anger, we have lost our way. Ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. Which means we keep our eye on God, and our mind is in the upper realms of love. And it shows. It shows. You know when you're out and you know someone has peace, aren't you drawn to them? I'm drawn to smiles. I'm also drawn to comfort, not smiles, but we see it. We know when someone's lamp is lit. I don't mean the Friday night 3 o'clock smoking lamp from ZLX, no. I mean the lamp of God. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the house. So that's you. You're the candle in your world. We may not know it yet because we may have been in some fear because of the current situation, but he's telling us if we keep our eye on God, if we keep our eye on truth, and we don't respond to the images of fear and hate, that we will be the candle in the midst of our family. And our family could be the people at the grocery store or our neighbors, or maybe we're in a house full, but we have to keep that candle lit by not believing in the images of fear and responding to hate with hate. The reason why I'm reading the Bible, I need daily reminder every day, all day. Oh, look at this. It's a good one. Good one. It's Jesus on the mountain talking to the disciples and us right now. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. What are your good works? What are my good works? Love. Love. And whatever that looks like. Love. Giving a neighbor a tomato out of your garden. Love. How can I serve thee today, Lord? How can I give? Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill the law of love and forgiveness. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law, till all be fulfilled. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments, and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. The law he's talking about here is the law of love. That's the law of God. That's the law of the kingdom. For I say unto you, that except your righteousness shall exceed the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees, ye shall in no case enter into the kingdom of heaven. So he's talking about false love, that we have to rise above false love that says, I love you and I'm taking care of you, but there's another agenda in the background. He's talking about real love that doesn't ask for anything, it just loves. For I say unto you that except your righteousness shall exceed the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees, it's basically the government, ye shall in no case enter into the kingdom of heaven. So that's applicable today. Ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, thou shalt not kill, and whosoever shall kill shall be in danger of the judgment. But I say unto you, that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment. And whosoever shall say to his brother, Raka, shall be in danger of the council. But whosoever who shall say, Thou fool, shall be in the danger of hell. So he's talking about judgment now. He's saying, like, whosoever justifies their anger and their judgment, well, we're in danger of hellfire, which means fear and misery and all of that. Therefore, if thou bring thy gift to the altar, and there rememberest that thy brother hath aught against thee, leave there thy gift before the altar, and go thy way first, be reconciled to thy brother, and then come and offer thy gift. So he's saying, this is a very 12-step program, which is, by the way, designed after the New Testament. Within a 24-hour period, once we clear out our past and do a fourth step, 24 hours at a time, we're supposed to make an amend. So Jesus is saying right here, don't go to God until you make things right with your brother. And A Course in Miracles says that we'll be in a state of fear until we have our forgiveness straight in our mind, and we won't know God. In A Course in Miracles, he says that too. This is fascinating. I wonder why everybody's so fearful. Look at how we're all attacking each other on Facebook. Just by posting thoughts of attack. Wanting to tear those people down. He's, Dr. Martin Luther King again. I have to read that again. That was amazing. But I say unto you that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment. And whosoever shall say this to a brother, Raka, which means, shall be in danger of the council. But whosoever shall say, thou fool, shall be in danger of hellfire. Therefore, if thou bring thy gift to the altar, and there rememberest that thy brother hath aught against thee, leave there thy gift before the altar, and go thy way. First be reconciled to thy brother, and then come after thy gift. Make up with your brother, then go to God. And he says to be angry with your brother without a cause, right? He's not saying to justify our anger. Like I could say, right? Darkness could say, well, plenty of cause for me to be pissed off at that one. And did you see what this one is doing? And that, no, without a cause. He's saying there's no cause for anger. There's no cause for it. There is no cause. And once the only cause, true cause, is God with a capital C. And it's the cause of love. And it's active when our lamp is lit in our actions. When our lamp is lit, the cause of us is God in our actions, in our words, in our deeds. Anything other than that is a hatred and fear, and it's a little c cause. And when we don't respond to it, that raka, that hate, that burning fire, it dissolves. It's a high order. Like Jesus wasn't wanting us to gather on the mountain with him to listen to some pretty words. He had some instructions for us, man. And I need to be seeing these today. Agree with thine adversary quickly, whilst thou art in the way with him, lest at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison. Oh. So he's literally talking about, see, I need some good lighting so I can read these red letters. He is literally talking about someone harassing and attacking you on the street and not getting into a fight, or else you'll be thrown in the slammer. This is what he's telling us. Agree with thine adversary. So someone gives you the old in your eye. Okay, this is why he's saying turn the other cheek, turn the other cheek, stay out of trouble. Because when somebody's not being loving to us, they're showing us a picture of a false cause. Cause of hate, cause of fear. Okay, can this light move a little bit? Here we go. Verily I say unto thee, thou shalt by no means come out thence, till thou hast paid the uttermost farthing. It means give. You have heard that it was said by them of old time, thou shalt not commit adultery. But I say unto you, that whosoever looketh on a woman to lust after her, hath already committed adultery with her already in his heart. So he's saying, basically, stop objectifying women. Can you see what's really there? This is Jesus saying back then, when you see a really pretty woman, Jesus wouldn't say this, but I will, and you're thinking about banging her, you've already committed adultery. And that's actually an attack upon her. And if thy right eye offended thee, pluck it out and cast it from thee. For it is profitable for thee that one of thy members should perish, and not that thy whole body be cast into hell. So he's saying, if If something about us is offensive or has offended, get rid of it. Get rid of it. He's wanting us to cure the idea of separation in our minds. It has been said, it hath been said, whosoever shall put away his wife, let him give her a writing of divorcement. But I say unto you, that whosoever shall put away his wife, saving for the cause of fornication, causeth her to commit adultery. And whosoever shall marry her that is divorced committeth adultery. So he's basically saying, don't be using women for sex, and then when you're finished, toss her aside. And then another dude comes around and here's this unmarried woman that he finds attractive, yada, yada, yada. Love. He wants us to love one another, care for one another. I'm going to say it, this is what's going through my mind, what this world of hate has turned into. And Jesus said, I don't share your thoughts, I don't think like you, is people get married. And I really didn't know this when I was young, because somebody was really attractive and they were attracted to them. People get married for that. You're fine. You're so fine. Yeah. Or someone has a lot of dough and it's like a trade-off. You're fine and you've got the dough. This is, in modern times, is a dynamic between men and women. There are people, and it's beautiful and it's rare when you take two people who are in a relationship to both give. It's the complete opposite of that. To give. There's someone here now. I'm going to make myself emotional. There's someone here now, and my only function is to give grace and blessings and love to this person as much as I can, every day, all day. And if I mess up, this is a fearful world we're looking up, and if I mess up within that 24-hour period, I go right to them and make it right before, at the end of the day, I return my heart and mind to God. And even if we haven't perfected this, I haven't. I've lived in it, though. I lived in it with Sergeant Morrow. Even if we haven't perfected it, what a blessing it is to know what direction to go into. It's a pure program. Give and give. Give. You give. How can I give? How can I give the newcomer? Transfers into how can I give? How can I give of myself to my family, those at hand, to my neighbors, to my friends, how can I give? Again ye have heard that it hath been said by them of old time, Thou shalt not forswear thyself, but shalt perform unto the Lord thine oaths of giving. But I say unto you, swear not at all, neither by heaven, for it is God's throne, nor by the earth, for it is his footstool, neither by Jerusalem, for it is the city of the great King. Neither shalt thou swear by thy head, because thou cannot make one hair white or black, but let your communication be yea, yea, nay, nay, for whatsoever is more than these cometh of evil. You have heard that it hath been said, an eye for an eye, tooth for tooth. back into Martin Luther King. It's going to be interesting. But I say unto you that ye resist not evil, but whosoever shall smite thee on the right cheek, turn to him the other also. I gotta tell y'all where I have failed miserably with this. Miserably. Is when a child is speaking fresh. Or giving me the side eye. Or being disrespectful. To me, as a mother, it has been a call to me being disapproving. That's the opposite of what Jesus is saying here. What if one of our kids were giving us the side eye and the blow off and the freeze? And what if, not like a sappy victim, oh, love me, but what if we returned more love? Not presents, not seeking approval. Excuse me. Just drank a big cup of tea, pardon me. When Calvin was a little boy, he had an allergy to gluten. And when he was 3 and under, he was really like Satan's spawn, throwing fits. Head, surprised his head didn't spin. And I had a miracle with Calvin, because he came up to my knees, and I knew that I could dominate him and put boundaries on him and punish him and take things from him, but I didn't want to do it. I laid my head one day on the kitchen table. I didn't know he had a gluten allergy. And I sobbed by myself. I talked to God, arms out across the table over my head. And I said, I can't spend my life with this child dominating him. I won't do it. Feels wrong. Can't do it. And the next time he had one of his fits, he was standing in the hall. And he was standing in front of me. He was so flippin' cute. He looked like Spanky, but with a major tude. And I just loved him so much. And he was standing there, and his arms were down by his side. And he was squeezing and unsqueezing his hands. And he looked right at me, and he said, I'm not afraid of you. And I looked at him, and my heart burst like fireworks with love. And he was expecting me to be mad at him or dominate him or, at him. And I threw myself at his feet on my knees, and I grabbed him, and I threw my arms around him. They went all the way around him. He was tiny, both. So there's 2 layers of arms around him, and I pulled him to me, and I had him so close to me, and I had his face in my neck, and I squeezed him, and I loved him so hard. And I let go of him after a minute, and I looked at his face, and he was surprised. And my willingness to love him like that, the next day it came into my mind, gluten. Kid's allergic to gluten. Because I was willing to love him and not join his dream of darkness, of fear. I took that boy off of gluten. 2 weeks later, I had an angelic child. It's the truth. I loved him in the face of fear and anger. So I know this is true. Resist not evil. Always love. If a man will sue thee at the law, take away thy coat, let him have thy cloak also. Give to him that asketh thee, and from him that would borrow of thee, turn not thou away. Ye have heard that it hath been said, thou shalt love thy neighbor and hate thine enemy. But I say unto you, love your enemies, bless them that curse you. Got an angry teenager in your house? Bless them that curse you. And pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you. This is our everyday relationships. Difficult coworker, somebody who's a gossip in your midst. This isn't me telling you this. This is Jesus. This is like, whoa. Having somebody tell us what to do and how to do it. But I say unto you, love your enemies. Bless them that curse you. Do good to them that hate you. And pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you. Because all of that is coming from that false cause with that little c. And when we turn the other cheek and when we don't respond, it is undoing that false cause of hate and fear in the collective. That ye may be the children of your Father which is in heaven, for he maketh his sun to rise on the evil and the good, and sendeth rain on the just and the unjust. For if ye love them which love you, what reward have you? Do not even the publicans the same? What reward do we get? This is an important key for healing the world. What reward do we get from loving only those who love us? None. And when we're still in the face of hatred and we turn the other cheek, we are undoing hatred and fear. The cause of hatred and fear needs to be fed. And when we're not feeding it, we are helping dissolve it. I'm going to make myself cry. And if ye salute your brethren only, what do ye more than others? Do not even the publicans so? Be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which in heaven is perfect. He means offer perfect love the way God offers us perfect love. Take heed that ye shall do not your alms before men to be seen of them, otherwise ye have no reward of your Father in heaven. And what he's saying is, stop talking about love. Stop putting up memes about love only and passages from spiritual doctrine, but to actually pray for our enemies. Actually pray. Actually be ready and pray. Be ready to turn the other cheek. Be ready and pray. And it doesn't matter if we screwed up 5 minutes ago, an hour ago, for the last 100 years. I've screwed up every minute of my life. Every minute of every day of my life I've screwed up. We can start right now. Right now. So I'm going to end the reading there because that was so dense with clarity and truth. I need to turn off the video and be still with it, but I'll be back. This is freaking great. So great. This is Jesus Christ on the Sermon on the Mount. It's valid today, giving us the keys to the kingdom. Happy 4th of July. Light that lamp. Keep it lit. I will too. Just right now. Today. Today. That's all we have to worry about. All we have to think about. Don't worry. All we have to think about.